Hi, my name is Linda Darin from Darin Transformations. I'm a holistic practitioner helping people with mind, body, soul healing and helping people release from bondage to negative energy. Today's topic I'd like to speak about is grief. As a registered nurse practicing for 30 years, I worked in an ICU unit, kidney transplant, in a hospital in Manhattan. 4 years helping people with a disease, whether they made it or not, helping them process the grieving of health and wellness, and also experiencing a lot of death at that time. And the key of processing the grief is letting go with families as well, letting go of a lot of the dark emotions. I've also assisted in my nursing the grief of families losing due to health issues. In my social work practice and my psychotherapy, there's a lot of grief in so many areas of life, of trauma and changing and absence as well. And so now I bring to you a topic that grief is not just about losing someone. It's also change in life, absence. Sometimes change is about marriage. One might say, why would I be grieving while I'm getting married? It's a change in a new life. And divorce, change of leaving college, moving home, becoming an adult, so many changes in life, changes of status, financial, absence, lots of times exploring childhood, there's absence of love, nurturing, what could have been. Also the absence of the connection to the self with the Lord, with God, with this powerful energy that lives inside of us. And so the whole key is, what is grief? It's many losses, many changes, many absences that we have to process from dark to light. What is it that I mean dark? It's this dark emotions, and there are stages to grief. Sometimes we're in shock, denial, bargaining, anger, depression, and then we accept and move on. Sometimes it takes 3 to 5 years, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. It's all very different and unique for each person. There's not a method to this. It's a process of our feelings. And what causes it is what I've explained. Again, it's the loss, the absence, and the change. But what does it look like? It looks dark. It looks like emptiness and loneliness and fear and anger. It's a lot of dark emotions with stages. So why is grieving important? If we don't process these emotions, if we don't move out of, especially the spirit of grief, we don't want to take that in. Because if we take that in, it overlays our life and it stops us from moving forward. Sometimes if we don't grieve, we become chaotic. If we don't grieve, many people turn to addiction because they can't process the pain that's involved in grief. We become isolated. We don't get up as we should. We're not motivated. We don't sleep. We begin sometimes to lose faith and hate. So when we don't grieve, it gets even darker. So I'm here to promote grieving, to go through the process of emotion, to go through the process of stages. Because once we do that, we move out of dark to light. Self-care is very important in this. Self-care of walking, eating correctly, exercising, meditation, moving the body, going into nature, being involved in groups, volunteering, depending on the stage you're in, we want to be moving. We want to be moving and we want to be processing. Sometimes counseling is the best way. There's nothing to be shamed and embarrassed to go through counseling. I offer intuitive counseling. And as I'm in that with the person, sometimes there's layers of childhood trauma that comes up. We don't want to stay stuck in grief. We don't want to take in the spirit of grief. And in the Darin method, we go through patterns and beliefs sometimes why you're stuck and releasing this negative energy. What is this negative energy? The negative energy comes in with the dark emotion. The more we have the fear, the grief, the shame, the etc., meaning many chaotic emotions, sometimes energies come in, weigh us down even more. Many people call those energies the enemy, the forces. We all know there's a spiritual warfare going on. And the more we carry these negative energies with us, it's harder to motivate. So in my intuitive counseling with grief, I also help release these energies. I also promote self-care. And I promote that energy that's living within you. The energy of your creator lives inside of you. So again, we have the soul, patterns, beliefs, dark emotions, and your will. When that soul is carrying a very dark pattern belief system, it is hard to hear the energy of light inside of you. I call it God, creator energy, but it's powerful. So I come today to offer you intuitive counseling, offer you techniques in self-care, offer you the releasement of this heavy energy that processes through grief, not only a loved one, but changes in your life, absence in your life. And so it is important not to take in the dark energy. It's important to bring life moving forward. And so we move out of dark into light with hope. We move dark into light with a mind and a body that's healthy. We move out of dark into light with new patterns, new belief systems, and we're moving forward. And so we will all be grieving the different areas of our life, not only the loss of a loved one, but changes in our life, absences in our life. And it's important to grieve. It's important to feel these emotions, move out of it, and get into a rebirth, a transformation, a new way of living. Every loss is a soul growth. Every loss brings us higher vibration. What does that mean? Bigger heart, more love, mindset that's positive and clear. We could only have that if we go from darkness to light, not to be afraid of our emotions. We don't want to numb them out, and we don't want to let them control us. So I offer you holistic healing in grief with intuitive counseling, the Darin method, releasing darkness, dark emotions, dark energy, self-care, and getting you back to that voice inside of you, that power that lives in you. Thank you.